More questions are being raised about the Speaker's decision to declare vacant 2 seats held by United Workers' Party members. The seats of Edison James and Hector John were made vacant after missing 3 consecutive sittings of Parliament.
It is an unfortunate mistake by the Speaker of the House, because, as I would tell you, that although Standing Order 15 states that seats are vacant, there is no indication as to who must declare the seats vacant. And of course, the Constitution is superior, and it is Section 40 of the Constitution which must prevail. Section 40 of the Constitution makes it quite clear that the High Court shall have jurisdiction to hear and determine any questions whether any person has been validly elected, any person who has been elected, right, has vacated his seat. So it is the High Court who must give a determination whether the seats are vacant. And it is not the prerogative of the Speaker to decide that a seat is vacant. The President, the Honorable His Excellency Mr. Liverpool, only a few months ago indicated in the House the correct procedure on whether a seat is vacant or not. And it is sad that the Speaker has gone on to use Standing Order 15-2 to say that the seats of Mr. James and Mr. Hector John are vacant. She does not have the prerogative to do that. It is the High Court that must do that on an application by the Attorney General. So, in my opinion, at the moment, Mr. James and Mr. Hector John are still the representative, respectively, for Marigot and Salisbury.
Lawyer for the United Workers' Party, Don Christopher, he says the Speaker's decision is unfortunate. Meantime, Member of Parliament and former leader of the Dominica Freedom Party, Charles Savary, says according to the Constitution, the Speaker acted within her rights.
Okay, for the record, let me say that I agree entirely with the statement made by His Excellency the President to the House of Assembly on the question of the absence of members from the House and the vacating of their seats. The President referred to Section 40 of the Constitution in particular, and I believe that persons who took time to read and to listen to what the President says and also followed the advice of the President and looked at Section 40 of the Constitution, they would realize that what the President said and what the Constitution provides is an appeal where anybody is aggrieved with regards to the election of a member to Parliament, if he feels the person was not duly elected, if he is aggrieved with the appointment of a senator and he feels the person was not in fact qualified to be so appointed, if he is aggrieved with the appointment of the Speaker by the House and he feels that the person elected Speaker by the House was not qualified to be Speaker, or if he is aggrieved with the vacating of the parliamentary seat by a member as a result of this member having failed to attend 3 consecutive meetings of the House, 3 consecutive sittings to which he was summoned. In all of those circumstances, the aggrieved party or parties have recourse to the High Court to put forward whatever arguments that they may have to seek to persuade the court to give a ruling that the thing which was done was not properly done, whether it was the election of the person, the appointment of the senator, the election of the speaker by the House, or the voiding of the seat as a result of the person failing to attend 3 consecutive meetings of the House.
Member of Parliament and former leader of the Dominica Freedom Party, Charles Savarin. Dominica has been advised that it could be in for a major blow during disasters for its failure to adapt to climate change. Director of the Environmental Coordinating Unit, Lloyd Pascal, says the country needs to be more educated on the issues of climate change in an effort to be prepared.
If we do not prepare for climate change, then we are in for a lot of trouble. I mean, there's no need to be predicting gloom when we can do better. But we have to prepare ourselves. Maybe a lot of the issues of preparation of climate change is beyond us, but we have to be conscious. We have to be able to have the instrument of mobilization so that we can be able to call upon our people at any time for when you ask people to evacuate, because people living in low-lying areas, they need to move because their lives are in danger. We would not want to find as though the kind of resistance that people checking like I built my house and it's my property and I not live in it because, nobody cannot tell me what to do. I mean, you expect to get cooperation from people in that regard so that the organization skills, the mobilization that need to be taking place so that when we are in this kind of problems of dealing with climate change, that we are better organized. In fact, I'm not saying that we don't know how to deal with hurricanes. We have been doing that all our lives in terms of leaving the hurricane season and going to shelters from our homes that are in low-lying areas and in difficult areas. But you still hear people dying of landslides taking houses and trees falling on houses. And
Pascal. The Pebush and Dodan Village Council have been holding its own activities to highlight Local Government Month in May. Councillor Angelica Pielwi says the activities began on May 6 with a public meeting in the village.
At that meeting, the council highlighted its achievements and challenges encountered in the implementation of its plans from the needs assessment undertaken during the last local government month. That was in 2009. Among the activities highlighted from the report of the chairperson was the concrete footpath for improvement access of the elderly and physically challenged, and the refurbishing of the Pebush Dodan Resource Center, and that project was funded by the Canada Fund for Local Initiatives. Also completed was the Mopark Back Street with assistance from the BNTF project, work on the Providence Road with assistance from the Government of Dominica. The council undertook a number of other projects in collaboration with the Adult Education Program, which included computer classes, academics, and leadership classes. The villagers were given the opportunity at that meeting to respond to the council's report and to make recommendations for future developments of Pebush.
Pielwi says the annual 5-star song contest was also finalized during the weekend's activities.
The day completed was climaxed with the auditioning of our second 5-star song contest, and that of course was much successful. The finalists, well, not the finalists, but those to the semi-finals who made it to the semi-finals are Frederick Paul, Sandy Edwards, Annette Walter, Mohan Summers, Christelle Barnes, Wayne Thomas, Christy Loader, Peaches Joseph, and Chelsea Hector. They were among 12 contestants who formed part of the elimination on that day. The semi-finals is started for Pentecost Sunday, of course, at the Resource Center. At that activity, we will be selecting another 6 to go to the finals on June the 6th.
That's Councillor Angelica Pielwi.